Hey everyone, I'm Joe from Open Stance. If you're new here, please take a second, hit that subscribe button, make sure you don't miss out on any of the reviews or any of the vlogs that I've got coming out on a weekly basis. It hugely helps the channel. If you're not new here, hey, welcome back. Right, these are the Sugar golf balls. They are a direct-to-consumer, 3-piece urethane golf ball, and the companies say that they're made in the same factories as the big guys, so Pro V1s, Callaways, anything like that. Tour quality balls. So in theory, these are a competitor to those balls. The balls themselves come in boxes of 27, which is a little bit unusual, but it's a cube, so it's 3x3x3. And that obviously integrates pretty well with their marketing, so it's a sugar cube. The sugar cube. But what it also does is reduces the need for packaging when they're sending out the balls, which I think is a really great idea. So they're not shipped in separate sleeves within a box, it's just a box of balls. But in spite of all of that, they're still pretty well packed. It's just less cardboard, which I think, just as they say, it's no frills, no expensive packaging, it's just golf balls. The whole direct-to-consumer model and that kind of angle means that they're able to provide these balls at less of a cost to the consumer. So there's no markups for pro shops or big retailers. It's just the balls being shipped basically from the factory to the consumer. So when it comes to the cost, a box, so the Sugar Cube box 27 is £64 or $69 depending on where you are, and that price includes all shipping, tax, fees, so anything extra is included within the price, which does kind of instantly bring down the price of the ball. So if we compare that price to the other premium balls on the market, you've got the Pro V1s, you've got TP5, they come in around, £50 for a box. I mean, £45 if you get a good deal. And then you've got things like the Strixon Z-Star, Callaway Chrome Soft, again, still around £45 for a box. But bear in mind that those boxes are only boxes of 12, so you only get 12 balls, whereas you've got 27 in that box. So instantly you have to basically double the price that you're paying for those premium balls to get even remotely near the same amount of balls that you get with the Sugar Cube. So there is a pretty sizable difference in price when you look at it that way. A 3-piece urethane covered golf ball is an absolute minimum starting point for a quality golf ball. So in that sense, it's a tick in the box for the Sugar ball. And then the ball itself is created using this injection molded process, which essentially helps with the durability of the ball, but at the same time helping maintain the feel. In terms of the performance, Sugar Golf makes some pretty bold claims about how good their ball is. I mean, if you look on their website, they give you a bit of a rundown of the tests which they've done against the Pro V1, so the gold standard of golf ball, and it makes for some pretty interesting reading. Essentially the lowdown being that they're saying that their ball is better in pretty much every way than the Pro V1. Like I say, it's interesting reading, but I do take that kind of testing with a little pinch of salt. Having said that, whilst I haven't done my own kind of deep dive into the comparative numbers of these balls versus other premium quality balls, I've seen plenty of reviews that have, and the lowdown seems to be that they do stand up to the scrutiny. I mean, to an extent at least. These balls may not necessarily outperform the Pro V1s, as Sugar Golf do suggest on their website, but they definitely hold their own, and there isn't a significant difference between, the Pro V1 and the performance of the Sugar Golf ball, which I'd say is incredibly impressive. For my own testing, I played a lot of rounds with these anyway, but I also went out the other day and played a bunch of just specific shots. So things like driver off the tee, mid-irons from the fairway, from the rough, little approach shots, and then just little wedge shots around the green, and compared them in terms of feel and performance against some of the big boys on the market. From those more specific shots, I was genuinely impressed with how well the Sugar ball performed. I wasn't seeing any noticeable difference in distance, especially off the tee and from those mid-iron shots. And then around the greens, the spin, there was no real inconsistency with the spin. Again, I wasn't seeing a particular drop-off in performance. Obviously it was all subject to how I was hitting them, but I was genuinely impressed. And it did get to a point where I kind of felt a little bit like, if you put a blindfold on me, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the Sugar golf ball and especially the Pro V1 in terms of feel. It was just eerily similar. More generally speaking, I never felt, when I was just out playing normal rounds of golf, that I was lacking in performance because I had the Sugar golf ball rather than pretty much anything else, which I think again is a good testament to how the ball felt and how it performed. The performance of the ball is certainly there or thereabouts. There's no real arguments about that, I don't think. I still don't know how much stock to put in Sugar Golf's claims that their balls are better than things like the Pro V1s, but they're certainly comparable in pretty much every single way. In terms of the durability of the ball, I haven't seen anything that would really give me any cause for concern. Obviously there are a few scuff marks, I mean one of them's from hitting the cart path, but you would expect that in the normal course of use of a golf ball. So that brings us back to price. Now the direct-to-consumer model isn't something which is particularly new to the golf industry. There are plenty of golf ball companies out there that do it now. Obviously the most famous probably being Vice Golf, and they all do seem to provide a top quality golf ball. Sugar Golf is absolutely no exception to that, and I would have no hesitation in recommending this ball or this company to pretty much anyone. My only hesitation would be the price, and not because I don't think they're good value for money. Quite the opposite, in fact. I think they are exceptional value. But the problem is that you can't get a trial sleeve like you can with so many other companies. That means that if you want to try these balls, you have to take the pretty sizable leap of paying £64 or $69 for a full box just so you can try the ball. So final thoughts. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the direct-to-consumer model anyway. I think it's great to see these independent companies coming out and providing products which are legitimate competitors to these big brands. I think the branding, I actually really like it. The Sugar Cube it's a fun, quirky idea and does kind of set it aside from the competition, and it also cuts back on all that unnecessary packaging. I've never really understood why golf balls need to be packaged in separate sleeves, inside a box, and then inside probably another box when it's delivered to you. So again, from an eco-friendly point of view, big fan. Obviously, they do have their downsides. I think not being able to get a sample pack is a pretty sizable one, just from the point of view that I can see it being a big hurdle for people wanting to try the ball, but not wanting to spend 64 quid or $69 just for that purpose. I don't think people would not like the ball when they get them, but it's a big step to try something new and pay that much for the pleasure of doing so. On the performance front, I don't think they're any better than a Pro V1 in reality, but they're certainly comparable. And I think that's a bit of a victory really, because at the end of the day what they are is a damn sight cheaper. So what these balls represent is exceptional value for money. I've said it before and I will say it again. I will die on this hill. These balls are great value for money. In my mind, if you're a mid to low handicapper, you're not losing too many balls over the course of a year, but still losing enough to kind of be a little bit concerned about paying 50 quid or $60 for a dozen balls. But you still want the performance of those premium balls, then these are a really good option. And I would absolutely recommend you try them if you can, even if it does mean splashing out on a full box. I don't think you would regret it. Right, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you did, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I will leave a link in the description below to the Sugar Golf website so you can check out their balls, you can check out the tests that they've done, and yeah, other than that, I will see you in the next one. Cheers guys. I did it. Full video, no jokes about these balls being sweet or tasty or anything like that. They are pretty sweet though.